In today's video, we'll be going over our new JDBC driver for Salesforce. After downloading the JDBC driver from the Kingsway Soft website and unpacking our download files, we can double-click to open the executable jar file. This will open the connection manager. On the left side status window are some general helpful information, including installed products, version, and release date. Within the right side, you can manage your license and work with the connection manager, the options below. The change update license key would allow you to overwrite an existing license key if one was previously set up beforehand. The second option, install license file, allows you to install a license file by selecting it in the path. You may initialize and paste in an OEM license when you select the third option. If you are looking to work with a trial license, you may select the fourth option below. A window will pop up and you may enter some details to request a license. The last option, JDBC Connection Manager, when selected, takes you to a Connection Manager window where you may configure and test your connection for your Salesforce environment. In our example, we have an OEM license, so we enter the key, accept the license terms, and click OK. After this will take us to the Connection Manager window. Under the General Service Configurations page, we can see the service endpoint, and we support both REST and SOAP. For the service endpoint SOAP, this would be more of a basic authentication where you would need to provide the username, password, and a security token generated from the Salesforce side. And if you see under the instance type, the available options that you would have is production, sandbox, or other. Please note that the service URL would only be customizable in the last option, other. The service timeout is the allotted time to receive a full response from the Salesforce API. By default, you may note that it's 120 seconds. There are two authentication types available: authorization code and certificate. If you already have a certificate available, you can provide some details below, such as the path to the certificate, password associated, and the client ID and username. Otherwise, you can click the Generate Certificate button and enter the details to generate a certificate. For our example, we're going to go back to authorization code. If you have an existing token, you can provide the token path and password. Otherwise, you would be generating a new token with the button Get New Token. In the pop-up window, you would be entering the details from the application, such as the client ID, the client secret that is generated, and any redirect URI that you have specified. Once we press OK, we'll be redirected to a site and asked to sign into Salesforce. In our case, since we are already signed into Salesforce, it takes us directly to the redirect URL, and we can copy and paste that directly into the browser authentication window. Once we press OK, we will need to provide a new token file password. Afterwards, you'll be saving the token on the machine. Once we click Save, the token should be saved to your machine. It's always a good idea to test the connection to make sure that it's successful, and once successful, we can copy it to the clipboard, which we'll use later in our class file. Within our project, we have two Java classes prepared. You can see in the try block on line 17 to 19, we have pasted our connection string from the connection manager before. We support the insert action for creating new records, and the upsert action to first attempt to update an existing record or create a new one if no matching record can be found. An example can be seen for insert on line 23, for update on line 27, and for upsert on line 31. On line 23, we are performing an insert action, working with the account object. We specify the fields we would like to write and the value we want to set for each of those fields. Note our values are hard-coded just to simplify our examples. On line 27, we are working with the update action to update an existing account record and setting a single field industry to represent the company's industry. We filter using the where clause for a specific account number. On line 31, we attempt to update based on the values provided and the upsert fields, which in this case is the record ID. Otherwise, the record will get created instead. We have the fields we wish to upsert and the values we'd like to set. The upsert statement needs to end with a onDuplicate key update upsert fields, and we have specified the key ID as the upsert key. In our other class file, we read from our Salesforce instance, and just as before, we'll be working with the same connection string that we copied before. For select queries, we currently only support working with SOQL. On line 23, we retrieve the name field from account. We also have a subquery to get the first and last name fields from contact records related to the account. The where clause filters is used for filtering to include only account records where the name field matches our hard-coded string. The records are stored in a result set, and the records may be read later in the code. In today's video, we'll be working with Eclipse in our example, but any other IDE will work as well. You may create a new Java project or open an existing project by importing the source by directory. We will need to configure the build path that will reference the jar file by adding an external Java archive. To do this, we can right-click, go to Build Paths, Configure Build Paths, and under Libraries, as you can see, we already have Java referenced, so we will just delete that, add external jar, and find where we have saved it on our computer. Once we're happy with this, we can apply and close to save the changes. We hope this highlight has been helpful to showcase the features when working with our JDBC Salesforce driver, License Manager, and Connection Manager. Kingsway Soft. Data integration made easy.